For January, RBC is expecting 1.7% inflation. I'm expecting 1.9% inflation. The story here is gasoline. Gasoline was more expensive in January of 2025 than it was in January of 2020.
How do I do it? It's mathematics. Math in an Excel sheet. That's how I do it. So yeah, inflation for January was indeed 1.9%. I said gasoline would be the story, and gasoline is the story. Energy prices rose 5.3%, driven by higher prices for gasoline and natural gas. Most of that being gasoline. On a regional basis, Manitoba and Saskatchewan saw the biggest price increases. Shocker of shockers, consistently now, for 2 years and 1 month, mortgage interest cost is the number one cause of inflation. Followed number 2 by rent, then gasoline, I told you it would be the story, then the passenger vehicle insurance. There's property taxes and other special charges creeping into the top 5. As we cut rates, that's going to get smaller. Maybe by this summer, mortgage interest costs will cease to be the number one driver of inflation. Yeah, if you got a renewal coming up this summer, it may not be too bad. And as mortgage interest cost comes down, the pressure on rent will come down as well. So rent growth will slow. I rarely talk about the downward drivers of inflation because usually it's nothing important that's on the downward drivers of inflation. This month is no different. Like toys, games, and hobby supplies. Like, is that even a thing anymore? The alcohol is cheaper. I'm sure we could all use that. What are the main threats going forward? Well, I'm sure you can figure it out. Top of the list is tariffs, counter tariffs, and a general trade war. Second is this war in Ukraine that is all about oil. Looking forward to February. January was the last month of the GST tax holiday, so looking forward, I do expect a little bit of a bump as the tax is reapplied. At the same time, so far, gasoline has been cheaper than it was in January, so that should offset the increase of the GST. But make no mistake, tariffs, counter tariffs, the trade war, that's the biggest threat right now. It's not cutting rates too soon will re-accelerate inflation. As always, I will keep you in the loop.